Let's look at problem 9 of chapter 1 of Pagano now. And here we're giving some data, and I'm just asking you to figure out what the sample and what the population is. Now in the first one, it says a social psychologist interested in drinking behavior investigates the number of drinks served in bars in a particular city on a Friday during happy hour. In the city, there are 213 bars. There are too many bars to monitor all of them, so he selects 20 and records the number of drinks served in them. And then the data is given there. So in this question, what is the sample? The sample consists of the 20 bars that the social psychologist collected the data for. The population is the 213 bars in the entire city. That's a lot of bars. I hope it's a big city. And so the data was collected from the 20 bars. We get sample data, and the book lists that. And from that sample data, we could take an average and make some inference about the average for all bars in the city. Now the second question says, it says to make a profit from a restaurant that specializes in low-cost quarter-pound hamburgers, it's necessary that each hamburger served weigh very close to 0.25 pounds. Accordingly, the manager of a restaurant is interested in the variability among the weights of the hamburgers served each day. Do they really weigh a quarter pound? It would take too much time to weigh all 100 and 450 that the hamburger store makes each day. So the manager decides instead to weigh just 15. So here, the sample is the weight of the 15 burgers, and he collects the data, and looking at the data in the book, most of them are at least a quarter pound. There are a few that aren't. The population is all 450 burgers per day. So there are a lot of burgers there, and there's no way that he could sample all of them forever and ever. No. So he just chooses to sample 15. That's an example of the sample and the population and how we can use sample data to make an estimate of the population data. Now at Azusa Pacific University, we often try to link our material to biblical concepts. We started off here looking at drinks served at bars. Now, I am a psychology professor, a statistics professor now, and I used to be a pastor, and my wife is a marriage and family therapist, and we see pretty regularly the damage done by alcohol in families. Bars seem like happy places, but they can be really, really sad, and when people go home, it can get even worse. In the Bible has a good amount to say about alcohol. It doesn't say just don't drink it, but it gives plenty of warnings. One of my favorites is Proverbs 21. Wine is a mocker and beer a brawler. Whoever is led astray by them is not wise. Now, I grew up in a home where my two parents were alcoholics, and I know what this means. We stayed away from mom and dad when they had been drinking because nothing ever good came out of it. So I want you to reflect. What role is alcohol playing in your life? Is it having a negative influence? Sometimes it's kind of hard to admit if it is, but if it is, I encourage you to make changes that would be positive.